I've said it here first. I will riot if nothing has been done to add more to our girl Kyrie. I desperately want Kyrie to have the Riku treatment in Kingdom Hearts 4. I want Riku to take a step back. I think Riku, whatever happens at the end, that could be saved for him. But I think for the rest of the game, that backwards and forwards treatment we've always had with Riku and Sora, please just give that to Kyrie for once. Just give it to Kyrie for once.
Well, ladies and gents, boys and girls, what's good? It's WHAT'S BRU coming at you, and today we have a very beefy episode for you. I've been very excited to record this one. We've got CarlyxStella in the house. We're going to be talking Kingdom Hearts and Spyro today. I'm repping the Spyro merch. I am so excited. Carly, it's good to see you. How are you? How's it going? Tell everybody who you are, and then we're going to get rolling.
Andy, it's so good to see you. I love the shirt. I'm
Thank
so
you.
ready for the Kingdom Hearts and Spyro talk and all that good stuff we're going to get into today. But hi everyone. How's it going? My name is Carly. Very lovely to, I guess, be here today. I am a content creator that streams on Twitch, and I play games like Kingdom Hearts. I do want to eventually play the Spyro games again. I love Final Fantasy, Persona, Zelda, Sonic, and I love anime and Disney as well, and Pokemon. And I just, like having fun. That is what it's all about, isn't it? So
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And I will have, I'll remind you guys at the end, but I'll have Carly's links in the description and everything below. Make sure you follow her everywhere, subscribe to her, do all the things, check out her content. Carly, let's talk about what's brewing.
What's brewing?
Kingdom Hearts is back.
Yes!
Spyro is back. Like it's actually insane. Let's talk Kingdom Hearts first, because there's so much to talk about. So
much to talk about.
We got a Kingdom Hearts trailer at a Nintendo Direct of all things, which is insane.
I know.
I want to hear just your thoughts on the trailer in general. I want to hear what stuck out to you, and kind of just like what you've taken from what we've seen. Because this is the first time we've seen Kingdom Hearts 4 in 4 years.
Yes, I know. I feel like, before I get to that, I feel like a kid again. Like, this whole, week and a bit ago of announcements of everything, particularly with Kingdom Hearts and Spyro, those are the first 2 games for me that really stuck to me as a kid. So having those 2 games be reignited, in a way, into this new era for both of them is just so incredibly exciting. And I'm still buzzing from the announcements. But Kingdom Hearts 4, it's so funny because I just had a very sneaky feeling that morning that we were at least getting the Switch version of the games. I had a feeling that was at least going to happen. I don't know why. I woke up that morning feeling like, okay, you know what? I really do believe it's today. And I know it's such a clown thing for all of us to say for every gaming thing, but I just had a really good hope about it. Kingdom Hearts 4, though, I did not expect. That threw me off guard entirely. So I freaked out because, when you first saw the person in the cloak speaking, my first thought went to, is that Master of Masters? Is that
That's what I
Lucia?
thought too.
But then you realise it's obviously someone else in that cloak entirely, which could potentially, I don't know, it could be Ava, it could be somebody else. So that really threw me because my mind went, huh? Who? So I'm really locked into that. And then just seeing all the different scenes that we haven't seen before, which obviously it's really cool that everything still took place in Quadratum, because that's what we saw 4 years ago originally, right? But then it was nice to get some new little bits in there as well. So we saw a little bit more gameplay. We saw more of how the fight with the dark side was sort of operate. We saw the things going on with the chains. We saw things even how the Heartless were looking, because we saw screenshots of of them, but then we saw them sort of like hanging around, and I'm trying to listen to the dialogue at the same time, and I just adore Reality in the Dark as a song. So just the
Yeah,
fact that we
right.
got the fact that we got that again, I think was a nice touch, because I was hoping to hear that song again because it just hit so hard the first time we heard it.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad we heard it again, and I hope it's like in the actual game. But I love that. I feel like some people have said that we didn't really get a lot from it, but at the same time, I'm on the side that I'm glad that we didn't, because I don't really. It's hard to say when we think this game's going to come out, right? But the one thing that I truly want for this whole cycle of marketing for Kingdom Hearts 4 now is I don't want to know a lot going into it.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't want to know a lot. So the less that I know, I'm more excited about that, because my mind buzzes with questions every day about
Yeah.
little things like, who is that person who we are sort of theorizing at the moment is Sigurd? Like, who is that? What's going on there? Like, who is Luxor talking to? Like, why is Varley from Dark Road right there and then? Like, and it's been bugging me since we saw it, but I like that, because I think that's some of the best parts of Kingdom Hearts is the questions and the mystery around the whole thing at times. So I like what we got. I think it was enough to excite us, and I think what we're gonna get next is gonna be bigger than what we just got. So, but it was enough to keep us fueled for a bit. So I think it was perfect timing to see that again. I think it was very exciting to have that at the Nintendo Direct, because you didn't expect it. It really threw us off guard. I do hate the fact, though, that they did do that and then did the Ocarina of Time remake
Right,
after,
of
because
course. Double
I
whammy.
couldn't process. Like,
Double
I
whammy.
couldn't process. I was like,
No.
I was so hyperventilating because of Kingdom Hearts 4 that I just couldn't concentrate on the Ocarina of Time, which I'm also very equally excited about. That's a very magical thing that's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we finally needed something. It has been a bit of a drought for this community, and I feel that was the time to do it. And the fact that it's switched to exclusive is just incredibly, incredibly awesome. I have no notes. I think it was great personally.
I was kind of in the same boat where I was like, I kind of thought we were going to get Kingdom Hearts on the Switch, mainly because I had two people message me while I was at work being like, hey, like there was news. That's all. It was just, there was news. And I knew it had something to do with the Nintendo Direct. And I was like, I am muting all my notifications. I'm putting my phone in airplane mode until I get home from work. And then I'm going to watch the Direct. And so because I got messages from, I'm going to shout out two people. I got a message from Sid first.
Okay.
Who was like, oh my gosh, like there was news. And I'm like, okay, this could be a number of things, right? Like in my head, I'm like, maybe Sid got her stupid Wind Waker port. I'm just kidding. Not stupid. Wind Waker's great. I'm messing. I just say that to mess with her. But then Landy texted me, and I'm like, oh no. I think something Kingdom Hearts happened, like at the Direct. He was like, did you see the news? And I'm like, okay, if Landy and Sid both texted me, what do they have in common? Like,
what's the relationship between the? Yeah,
I was like, okay, like they both like Zelda. I know that, but they would not be texting me. They would not be texting me about Zelda. They would not be texting me about Zelda.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so I kind of had this idea in my head. I'm like, I think Kingdom Hearts is coming to the Switch. I think that's the news. So that was like going into the Direct. I watched the Direct blind. I'm like, okay, like I'm anxious about it. I think this is what's actually happening. But then they hit us with the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, and I'm like, shut the front door. There's no way that just happened. I'll tell you, this is gonna sound so mean, okay? But my favorite part of the trailer was seeing Sora get chucked through the building. I'm not even kidding. Because, and here's why. Like, I love Sora, but listen, I need to see my boy go through it some more, right?
No,
like,
I agree.
We saw we saw it in Kingdom Hearts 3, but it's like, I want to see him get roughed up a little bit. Like, and I'm like, I wasn't like watching the trailer. I wasn't like cheering, like, yeah, like, let's go. But it's just like, to know that we're going to get maybe those levels of like cinematics. Like I think even like the end of Melody of Memory with Kyrnort. Oh my gosh, Kyrnort. Imagine with Kyrie and Xehanort with like their like fight choreography at the end of Melody of Memory. I'm like, why is this like some of the best choreography we've gotten in the whole franchise? Like if that's a taste of what Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be, like I'm excited, honestly.
I'm so excited.
So yeah, just seeing and I'm on the same boat as you of like, okay, I'm actually glad that they are not showing a lot, that they've only shown Quadratum. Like I want to know as little as possible, and we know we're gonna get trailers for Disney Worlds. Like we know that's gonna happen, but I am very fine right now that we are just kept like they're keeping it real like close to the chest. Now I'm sure after FF7 Part 3 comes out, the marketing is going to be in full swing, you know, but you know, I reckon we'll probably get, I know they're prepping for the 25th anniversary, which we can talk about that a little bit later as well. But I'm willing to bet we might get one more thing. We could see something at D23 this year. What do you think about that?
It's funny you say that because I think D23 or anything, I guess, for the rest of the year is possible, right? I think it really could be anything. It could be D23. I think having it at D23 would be a fantastic thing if they do choose to do it, because I love D23. It's something that I do tune into and I watch. And obviously it's very celebrated. And I just think it'd be really cool for Disney to just really amplify, like, hey, like we really do have a 20-year plus going on video game series that this new game's about to come out. It's been successful before, like, and get more Disney fans again, like, attached to the series that happened to like some of us like back in the day, right? So I think it'll be such a shame if they don't do that at D23 personally. But if it's not, you know, it could be Tokyo Game Show, it could even be Game Awards. I think anything is possible at this point. I don't think they're going to show us too much though still, even until the 25th anniversary.
It's going to be, if they show anything, it's going to be like little teases. Or
a little bit.
Yeah, little bits. But that's all we need.
That's what we need.
That's all this community needs too, because like I mean, you're seeing like people like dissect the heck out of this trailer. It's like it's only like a minute and a half, and like, but there's so much in it. And Nomura is a very visual storyteller, so like, you know, what you see on screen, like that's how he wants to tell the story. He wants to tell it through visuals, and that's why we like in the community. We hyper-analyze things because Nomura hides so much just in expressions and just in, you know, characters, like interacting with other characters, even in body language and things like that. But yeah, I think D23 is a possibility now because guess what? The clown makeup is off. All right, we've clowned for 4 years, but now we are now hanging up the clown suit, and now the hardest is coming on.
The Mickey Mouse ears are on.
The Mickey Mouse ears are on. So we're talking. Okay, we might see something at D23. I think that's also possible too. Before even Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced, right? Or I'm sorry, before this new trailer was announced at the Direct, Nomura was talking about how they are, and this was his words, they were hard at work for the 25th anniversary. So here's what I'm thinking, right?
Go on.
I think for the 25th, I don't think we're just going to get a release date. I think we're going to get more than Kingdom Hearts 4.
I agree.
Because they said that they're hard at work. So let me ask you this. The 25th anniversary, it's still like almost a year out from now, you know. But what do you think they could show there? And what would you like to see outside of like Kingdom Hearts 4? Or if it is in relation to Kingdom Hearts 4, like what would you like?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I think the obvious thing that I say obvious because I feel like I'm really not alone in wanting this. I think the one real thing that I want outside of Kingdom Hearts 4 at this point is some sort of retelling of the Key Saga and Dark Road and Missing Link. Like,
Absolutely.
that is what I truly want. And when I say like retelling, it really could be in any format, right? I don't mind if it's a remake game. It could be like an Advent Children-esque
Or like
movie.
a back
Maybe it's
cover style movie.
yeah, or it's a
Yeah.
an anime, or it's a like a DLC even to like four. I don't mind how it is necessarily.
Yeah.
I just hope that they do something about it.
Yeah.
Especially like yeah, especially all of it, Key Saga, Dark Road, and even Missing Link. Like I understand the game obviously did get cancelled, but I feel like now we know there's just so much importantness, to it all still. I just kind of wonder if they are still doing something with it. It's just not the way they originally intended for it to be, i.e. the mobile game. I just can't help but wonder that sometimes. Maybe I'm Delulu, maybe I'm not. But that's what I would truly want is obviously 4 and maybe that. Um, I don't know if they would remake another game from the previous saga or not. Like pre Kingdom Hearts 4, I was someone who really wanted a Days remake, but I don't know if they'll do that now at this point. Um, I think that's pretty much all I'm really sort of hoping for. Anything else, really, I'm just along for the ride of it, to be honest. I'd be happy with what they did.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as you because, like, yeah, I
Yeah.
think a Days remake would be cool, but like, you would need a reason to remake
You
Days.
need a reason now,
Right.
yeah.
You have a reason though to bring Union Cross back in some way. You have a
Yeah.
reason, and I have no doubts in my mind that they are going to somehow do something with Missing Link, even though it was canceled. Whether that's going to be like a back cover style movie, whether that's
Yeah.
just going to be like secret reports in Kingdom Hearts 4, and it's all Missing Link stuff. Whatever that
Yeah.
is, they're going to incorporate it either in Kingdom Hearts 4 or in some kind of way. Because Missing Link is going to be so important to this new game and Union Cross as well. And I mean, I think, I'm with you, like a back cover style movie would be great. I've been seeing, and I'm definitely for this. I just don't know if they'd have the time for it. Like an HD 2D remake of Union Cross would be sick.
That would be the ultimate dream, wouldn't it,
Yeah, well,
really?
because like
Yeah.
I recently just played a demo for Adventures of Elliot, and it's really
I
really
need to play
good.
that too.
It's
Yeah.
really good, and so like as I was playing it, I was like, like I can like the way that the combat and things work. It's like I
Mhm.
can really see this working with like an HD 2D Union Cross. Like it's definitely
Oh,
possible. I know there was like the idea of like what about like a Union Cross MMO like FF14 style, and it's like that would be wild. Like that would be
that'd be
really
pretty
cool.
wild.
I don't think they will do that because like it would just be I feel like too much of an undertaking. Could be
Yeah.
wrong. I absolutely could be wrong, but like I think we are at this 25th anniversary going to get more than just Kingdom Hearts 4. I think we're getting a release date for 4 if we don't get one already. I think we are going to get something maybe Union Cross related. I don't know. Maybe we even get like a Verum Rex tease, I don't
Oh.
know, but they're going to show I am confident that they are going to give us quite a bit
You know
for
what
the
I think
anniversary.
you know what I think they're gonna do? This might be just Delulu thinking.
That's
They're gonna
okay.
bring up they're gonna bring up that timeline again. Like, remember that timeline? Like that we got, I think it was in 2020,
Oh my
and it was
gosh, the
supposed to
roadmap. Yeah.
the roadmap.
Well,
Like
yeah.
an updated version. It's probably a lot shorter, I reckon.
Right, one
But
less game on it for sure. There's definitely one less
yeah,
game on there. But yeah, they're
yeah,
probably going to revamp the roadmap. Yeah, I can see that happening
yeah.
too.
We could get a roadmap again, but there's actually things on the roadmap this time potentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Potentially,
Yeah, and
because
that would be nice, right?
yeah, because like, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know the extent of this. You might know this. I'm not sure. But with Seven remake, did we know that was going to be a trilogy from the start, or did we not? I
We
can't remember.
did. Yeah, I'm
We
pretty sure.
did.
I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah.
So that could potentially happen for the future of Kingdom Hearts. Then we could potentially know future games. perhaps.
That would be nice.
So,
That would be nice to kind of know, like, okay, hey, because I feel like we have to have a Verum game, or if we don't have a Verum game, right? They do something similar that they did in Kingdom Hearts 2, where the prologue is Yuzora. You know, like Kingdom Hearts 2, they do like a Roxas prologue. In this game, they do like a Yuzora prologue. I think they should. I mean, I think there should just be a Verum spinoff, honestly, and make it maybe not vastly different combat wise, but like you need to like make it like different.
Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, like I'm now excited for the 25th anniversary because this is the first time in forever that like I know when to expect Kingdom Hearts news. For the last 4 years, we had no idea.
No idea.
It's clown makeup palooza over here. But now it's like, okay, even if we don't get anything else at this year, whether it's D23, TGS, whatever, I think I know I can expect something in March next year, and that's why I'm excited.
Me too. I couldn't agree with you more.
So now let's dive more into the actual trailer. I want to get into like some theory time too. Okay. And I'm just going to like just make it as broad and general as possible. What the heck's going to happen in this game? What's going to happen?
Oh my god. Okay, so shout out to my lovely fiance Luna Lux, who was your previous guest.
Yes, we just had him on. Please go check out the Summer Games Fest FF7 podcast that we did with Luna. It was a great time. Great time.
Yes, please do. He's really great. And I love him very much. But we have been very much like constantly talking about theories, the two of us, like for since this trailer. We've been constantly talking about it. So what do I think is going to happen in this game? I could really lay out the whole.
The floor is yours.
Okay,
the floor is yours, Carly.
Okay. I feel like I have a rough idea of the beginning, and I have a rough idea of the ending. I have no idea what's going to happen in the middle. This is all. I don't know whether to say this is theorizing or this is just my wishful thinking. Like you can sort of maybe interpret it as both. Like maybe more wishful thinking, but
they can be integrated.
Just integrating, yeah. But what I think is going to happen at the beginning, I think you're right that we're going to have some sort of prologue again, like we did with Kingdom Hearts 2. I do think it will start with Sora again though. Because when you go back to the first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, he wakes up and Strelitzia says he's been asleep for like 7 days or something. So I think the game will start with him up to a moment where then he's kind of like knocked out. And then when you do see him again, he's waking up in that moment. And then, but something's going to happen in between. And that's going to be a chunk of the prologue, right? And I think there's two options here of what this prologue's going to be. I think you are probably maybe correct with Yuzora, but I personally though think it's going to be Mickey Mouse.
That's Scarlet. Right, because we know he's going to be playable in Scala from screenshots. Oh,
and I think that's the prologue. I think you do the first bit of Sora as you traditionally do, and you fight the dark side or whatever in the heart, and that's how it's always been. But I think that will end actually quicker than what we think, and I think you'll actually convert to Mickey and Donald and Goofy, whatever, looking for Sora, but then you play as Mickey through Scala, and that's whole. Yeah.
My brain is like spinning right now. Wait, so I'm thinking about so many things right now. Okay, this is very exciting. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Okay, either like the prologue happens and then he's asleep, or either he's asleep and then he wakes up, then the prologue happens. So like, what if that time he's asleep, that's when him and Yuzora like meet? Because we don't actually know when that takes place. We don't know. And we know that...
I think it is then. I really think it is then as well.
Right,
yeah,
because we don't know what part of that is like canon either, whether it's a good or a bad ending. It could be both somehow. I'm sure they're both somehow going to be, canon in some way, which only Nomura can really do. But yeah, so like I'm kind of with you too, and like I think here's what I'm thinking. Right, this is what I'm thinking. So I think in this trailer, I feel like everything that we've seen, I'm gonna guess is the very beginning of the game. I'm going to guess it's all outside of maybe, because we do see that he has like a new Keyblade, which we can talk about that a little bit too. But I think a lot of what we see, my theory, is that it's the very beginning of the game. Here's my theory, right?
Go
what if the last scene of the prologue is him on his knees and it's young Xehanort holding the umbrella, and then
on.
it cuts,
Oh.
and then it transitions to, I don't know, like Kyrie or Donald the Goofy or whatever, you know?
Ooh,
Because
I
then it's
like
like,
that.
yeah, especially if you didn't watch the trailer, it's like, what? And then they kind of leave you on that cliffhanger, and it's like, what? You know, what's going
Ooh.
on here? So that's, yeah. But I do like the idea also that if Mickey Mouse, if the playable Mickey segment in Scuba is not the prologue, it's going to be at the beginning of the game somewhere. Maybe
Yeah.
similar to like, Kingdom Hearts 3, you have the Olympus world, and then I can't remember if you play as Riku right after that or if you do toy box and then you play as
Oh,
Riku
like the
right
Riku
after.
segments in
Yeah,
theory.
so
Right,
like
right,
I
right,
feel
yeah.
like if the Mickey Mouse segment isn't the prologue, it's got to be early on. I feel like they're probably just going to start with Sora though, because it's
Yeah,
a new
I agree.
saga, and it's like I don't know if you want to start this brand new saga playing as
Mickey
Michael
Mouse.
Mouse, right? But I do think that is going to happen early on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it will happen early on as well. I do. Because I think like whatever Mickey discovers is clearly going to carry on for the rest of the story, whether it's in this game or future games. So I agree. I think it will be early on.
I've always had the theory, and I made a video on this years ago, but talking about how recoded can be relevant again in Kingdom. Because
Oh God.
listen, I'm a recoded defender. Okay, I love recoded. The story, it's definitely the weakest story out of all of them, but I still love it.
Yeah.
And here's why: because
Go
Mickey is
on.
going to Skulla. He's looking for what? A book of prophecies. Like that's
Yeah.
or something maybe,
Yeah.
right? Something that
Something.
he get his hands on. Let's say he finds a book of prophecies in Skulla. Well, in Recoded with Jiminy's journal, we hooked that up to Jiminy's machine, and then we were playing in the worlds in Jiminy's journal. What if he finds a book of prophecies and he hooks that up to Jiminy's machine, and then guess what? Now you're in Data Daybreak Town, and now you're uncovering the secrets of Daybreak Town, and that's also how you can make Union Cross, for those who haven't played it, more like relevant and maybe a little more digestible, and to get people caught up if they don't do like a back cover style story or like whatever with Union Cross. Maybe that's how you do it. Maybe you have like, I don't know, maybe you have like Kyrie or no. My theory. This is what in my video I made years ago. You have a trio, but it's Ventus, Lorium, and Alrena.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
they're the Union Cross, like they're not the trio, but like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
could be a Union Cross trio. So I think that's a long shot, but it would be really, really cool if they did something like that.
That I love the idea of like Mickey finding like whether it's the Book of Prophecies or something to connect to the data world of Daybreak Town. I really love that. I think that's actually such a smart idea. I
Yeah.
hope that's actually possible now. That'd be crazy. That'd be
So,
crazy.
so also in this trailer, so we see a number of characters. We saw Strelitzia, we saw Volley, we saw Luxord, my boy. We saw who else did we see? We obviously saw Sora. We saw that at the very beginning. I think that person in the cloak is Ava. I think that could be
Yes,
Ava.
I do
I think a
too.
lot of people were also thinking that because it was confirmed that the Japanese voice narrating in the trailer was Ava's Japanese
Although,
voice
yeah.
actress.
Hmm.
There's a lot of characters in this trailer, so like, let me ask you this: what's everybody's role? And let's start with Strelitzia because I know you're a Strelitzia fan as well. So like, what's gonna be Strelitzia's role in this game?
It's really funny because like she's the one who I'm so confused at the most actually out of everybody.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I feel like that's not even really her either. I feel like
Oh, okay.
yeah, I feel like it's not her. I feel like it's like her like I don't know if it's her data version or like the how she like sort of came back in like the white cloak like how I don't know like I'm actually rewatching Union Cross at the minute with Luna. We're kind of rewatching the whole thing at the moment currently, and I haven't got to that part again, so it's been years since I've watched it, so I do need a refresher on all of it, but I'm not at that part yet. But that part does fascinate me because I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know because it's just really. I don't know. She confuses me the most. If I'm being really honest. I don't know what her part is, but I feel like maybe No, she confuses me. I feel like I have more idea. I have more idea maybe on everybody else, but her, I actually have no idea what her part is. But I don't think she's real. I don't think she's
interesting.
Real,
Yeah, because that's a very interesting idea because we've seen characters like Ava like shapeshift before, right?
Yes.
Like she has the ability to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. So like I guess like if it wouldn't be her, then who would it be? Or would it be kind of like some ethereal like version of her? Like I don't know. Like let's play off that a little bit. Like what do you like if it's not her then what? You know?
Maybe this is I'm just really just going by what I've just watched recently again with Union Cross, but like maybe it's some form of darkness, right?
Interesting.
Like sort of like learn to sort of trying to think of the way to explain it, but learn a way to, I guess, because the darkness like sort of infected Ven to kill Strelitzia, right?
Sure.
So maybe when the darkness does that, they learn how to take the form of that person, perhaps, because it has no form, right? And when you see the darkness in like Union Cross talking to Maleficent or in scenes in Dark Road, but maybe it learns how to take form of all. So maybe it's some sort of form of that.
Well, because like we see that with Vanitas, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like Vanitas was like there was that darkness was like in Ventus.
Yes.
And that darkness manifest was Vanitas. That's a very interesting idea. I'm of the opinion I do think it is Strelitzia because I think like they said in the first trailer 4 years ago, you've been asleep here 7 days and like this is it's a realm like it's like an afterlife, right? For like people who die on like that side of reality, right? It's like an afterlife for people like us. So and because like Strelitzia, she got axed, right? In Union Cross, like that would make sense why she's there. You make an interesting point though, because it's like even in this last trailer, she looks a little bit like, I don't want to say lifeless, right? But she definitely looks concerned about something because we see her like it looks like she's like talking with somebody, but she's definitely kind of just like she's got her game face on. Either that or she just looks like
I just find it so interesting how the last time you see her, like again, I need to rewatch this, but you see her in like the white cloak, right? And it is all very suspicious.
Yep.
So then to go from like the suspiciousness of her character to then see her just the first, why her? Like why is it her that's sort of Sora's like I guess companion in this moment right here in the afterlife? Out of all the people who could be in this afterlife, why is it her necessarily? Unless Sora is really sought out for a reason, like I don't know, like there's been something down the line from the Master of Masters or Lushu that is after Sora. Like, because to me, just, I don't know. I don't understand the correlation between the two of them at the minute.
Yeah,
so,
and maybe that is something that will be answered, I'm sure it will be, because like even, and again, going back to like Union Cross and how they can like reincorporate it into this game and just like get people caught up to speed. Because like not everybody played or even watched the fan dub or whatever of the mobile game, so it's like people aren't gonna know like who Strelitzia is, who Volley is. Like they're so like maybe even like whenever Strelitzia is with Sora, maybe you get a flashback of her in that white cloak in that scene in Union Cross that you were talking about. And then you actually see what happens with her, because we don't actually see what happens with her. We know she ends up in Quadratum obviously because of the trailer, but like, and I'm willing to bet maybe even Missing Link could have filled in those gaps as well too. And so like I have no doubts that they are going to tell us like or explain how she got there and what and things like that. And I'm also curious. She's also kind of the most confusing for me too, of like what exactly is her role? Because and I, like not to deviate completely from Strelitzia, but we also mentioned that Volley from Dark Road is there. And for those of you who don't know, Volley is an upperclassman from Dark Road. He was one of the missing upperclassmen. You were like, I don't know why Volley's there. I'll tell you why he's there, because he also died. They all died.
Yeah.
So that means we are probably going to see the other upperclassmen. And we're probably going to see other Dark Road characters, right? Which also would explain why young Xehanort is there. In Quadratum. So now what their role is, I don't know. Maybe they're kind of in the same boat as Sora, where it's like, yeah, we just ended up here and now these Heartless are popping up, but we're just trying to like survive, you know?
I do have like a theory, kind of going back to a previous question about like, you know, how do you think the game's gonna go? And I have like a theory about the end of it.
Ooh,
and I feel like that might explain the role a little bit, perhaps, because this is just where my mind is. I could be completely wrong, and I am totally fine if I am. But this is how I think the game's gonna end, right? And I'll relate this back to what we're talking about as well, because I feel like there is a link there too. Like missing link. Sorry, I was trying to be funny there.
So funny.
Okay, so this is a theory that I have, right? That I've had this theory going on in my mind since God, ages ago. And I don't know if Luna mentioned it perhaps in the previous podcast with Landy or something.
Probably, yeah, I don't know. I'm not
probably. Sure. But the theory that I have, and I know some people also have this kind of theory too, but I think it goes a little deeper than that. I think there is 2 Quadratums. I don't think there's one.
Lunar, I think, was it Lunar that meant? So I honestly, I can't remember if that was in the podcast we did with Landy, or if that was in, because that podcast also, the stream like cut out, so we didn't get to finish it. So I'm trying to remember if we actually covered that or if we talked about that off camera, because we did bring, I'm pretty sure that did come up, that the idea of 2 Quadratums,
Yeah, because I've caught up with obviously your episode and then so I'm getting mixed up with where where things were mentioned, but I think there's 2 Quadratums 100%.
Interesting.
I really do, and I think it could be possible that, like, I guess the dead characters are in like the Quadratum that we currently know, but then there's like data versions of them elsewhere.
Like a data Quadratum, you think, maybe?
Kind of. So I think that because this is how it sort of began in my mind, right? So you know how like the secret endings of each main title give us a clue into the next game that comes out, right? So
I see where you're going with this.
So Kingdom Hearts 1 obviously has another side, another story with the Roxas and Riku fight at the World That Never Was. Yes, that does take place at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, but it's very fragmented compared to how you see it in 358 over 2 days, where you see it more
the full
scale.
Thing. Yeah.
You see the full thing. And that takes place in days, that takes place nearer the end of the game, right? It's the sort of the beginning of the end segment. Like, I guess like the beginning of the final act, if you will. Then in Kingdom Hearts 2, the secret ending is the Keyblade War in Birth by Sleep. When does that take place?
At the end of the game.
Place at the beginning of the final act of the game.
Yeah.
So the Kingdom Hearts 3 secret ending has Sora waking up in Quadratum. But is he really in Quadratum though? Like, and he's also in his Kingdom Hearts 3 attire, and he's also looking more animated again. He's not looking realistic. So I think whatever he does in Kingdom Hearts 4, he gets out of Quadratum. But then if you think about the quote of the beginning of the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, I can't remember how it goes entirely, but it's like, if you leave this place, don't expect to return to where you came. I might need that requoted. But I think where he ends up at the end of Kingdom Hearts 4 is the ending of Kingdom Hearts, the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. And it's obviously another Quadratum, or it's Shibuya, or it's something. It's just not where we're seeing, because in the Quadratum that we're currently seeing in the trailers, there's people. There's no people in the secret ending. It's also a bit more brighter with the neon lights and stuff, where it's all very dark and grey and gloomy in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. And I also think that Yozora being there in that secret ending is also very interesting because why is he there? Obviously, we haven't seen him yet. And it makes me think about the toy box world in Kingdom Hearts 3, how Xehanort sort of pushed Sora into that digital Verum Rex section to fight the Gigas. So I think that's what Xehanort's role is. I think Xehanort is going to be the one to put Sora in that place, and I think that's why he's there. So I think I guess
Yeah,
that's
go
how
ahead.
I.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
think
wow.
the potential, if there's like other data versions of these characters like Vali or Strelitzia, they're there. They're not like in the quadrantum that we're seeing, and maybe the Master of Masters is completely over and over again trying to create this, I guess, this perfect world, and maybe that's where the idea of data comes from, because it's like, I don't know, just creating obviously like people and things, and but it's obviously not real. I don't know. That's very not very thought out in my mind, but I do think that it's, yeah, there's more about Yozora that I'd want to get into later on, but I think, because here's another thing. How can Riku get in Quadratum? He doesn't die. So how does he get into the Quadratum that we're seeing? But can he possibly get into the Quadratum that's the other Quadratum?
Well, I think that's because that's where the fairy godmother comes in, a melody of memory, right? Where like
Yeah.
but you make an interesting point, right? Because maybe she sent him to a quadratum, and
Yes.
maybe not the one Sora's in. And to play into it and to kind of support your theory even more, what's the first shot we see in that Kingdom Hearts 3 secret ending? It's the puddles with the
puddles, yeah.
reflections
Yeah.
of like the buildings and
There's
stuff.
like two, yeah.
It looks like it's like two separate things, right? Or
Yeah.
it's like the reflection maybe is reflecting one quadratum, and then the
Yeah.
other one, but Sora's actually in a different one. And also, like, even with Riku, like, walking through wherever he's at, like whatever
Yeah.
quadratum he's in, Yozora sees Riku there, and like it seems like Riku is in a different place than Sora. Now maybe he's just in like, maybe it's as simple as, well, Sora's in Shibuya, Riku's in Shinjuku. Like it could just be as simple as that. But nothing is ever simple in Kingdom Hearts. You got to work for it, and you got to really dig and figure out what's going on, and that's what I love about this franchise. I think that's a really interesting theory. There's two quadratums, and I think even you brought up how young Xehanort pushes Sora into like the data, whatever. Maybe that's the data quadratum that you're talking about, right? In Toy Box, right? So that's very, very interesting. I guess it's like I would need some explanation as to like, okay, like, but if Sora died, right? Like, so is he in like that quadratum? And then how do you differentiate, like, how do you get from that quadratum to a data quadratum? Things like that. And then like what? So that's where it gets really complicated.
I feel like whatever's gonna happen with that, I feel like it's Xehanort's role to play with that.
Okay, let's play off of that a little more. So what do you think is gonna happen with Xehanort in this game?
I feel like I don't know. Obviously, I feel like there's going to be a very interesting interaction between the two of them at first. But Sora's obviously very good-hearted, right? So I think he will come around to the idea of listening to Xehanort. And perhaps the way Xehanort has sort of managed to have 14 different lives, maybe that's something he teaches Sora.
Whoa.
Perhaps.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
You know what? No, I'm not even gonna go down that road yet. I had a thought that's ridiculous, but we'll come back there later. So, okay. So young Xehanort, because what I am kind of think is gonna happen, and the Landy Lodge, shout out to the Landy Lodge, has been talking about this for literally years now, but like, young Xehanort is going to now become a mentor, I think, to Sora.
Yeah.
Because also, like, this is now the first time, like, so, like, we see Sora on his knees in the rain in this trailer. It's like, oh, man, he's broken again. Like, that's what I like to see,
That's what I like to see.
That's what I like to see, So And I think maybe that's because he is now realizing that he is all alone. The only other time we saw Sora on his knees like that was whenever he was all alone in Kingdom Hearts 3 when everyone gets wiped in the Keyblade Graveyard. So now he's realizing he's all alone, and maybe he's even realizing, wow, this is all my fault. The reason why the Heartless and the concept of this darkness is now made manifest in this world is because I am here. You know, as Leon says, the Heartless fear the Keyblade. That's why they will follow you no matter what. And that's why we see all these Heartless now popping up in Quadratum. And so Sora, I think he's going to blame himself for this, and young Xehanort knows what that's like though, because he's experienced being alone. He's experienced the loss of his classmates. Like so he's going to be able to teach Sora, hey, this is how you're going to be. Like, let me teach you how to be alone. Like, let me teach you now how to deal with your darkness, because there's darkness within every heart. Okay, there is. So I'm really interested to see what that looks like. I think young Xehanort is, to me, one of the most interesting pieces in all of this, because, you know, you think you're done with Xehanort after the Dark Seeker saga, but now he's back.
But you're not.
But you're not, and I love that, because, like, you know, even in Union Cross, right, Xehanort, to what I understand, was supposed to be like the child of destiny. But then, you know, he gives into the darkness. So now it's kind of like, okay, now is Sora's like that child of destiny. That's how I see it, right? And I think it's really interesting that it's like, okay, the one who was supposed to be the child of destiny is now helping the true child of destiny, right?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So interesting. And then again, you see a similar thing with Riku, where like he was supposed to be the wielder of the Keyblade. He succumbed to the darkness and it went to Sora.
I do think that's going to be brought up again, by the way. That Riku was supposed to be the chosen one. Because again, shout out to Luna. Half the things I'm saying, we've really just cooked up together, by the way. So again, shout out to him.
Two heads are better than one.
Yeah. But I've always found it very fascinating why Yozora looks like Riku. And I do feel like it's partly because Riku was the chosen one.
Whoa, that's okay. Yeah, that's cool explanation. Yeah.
I think there's something about Riku being the chosen one that hasn't really been fully delved into before, right?
Yeah.
So, and I feel, I don't know how to go deeper than that, but I feel like that is a correlation of why Yozora looks like him, because that isn't what Yozora looks like. So what is Yozora supposed to look like, right? Like, what is he? There's what he really looks like, but what is he supposed to look like? So when he's looking how he looks, what is that actually supposed to represent? So I think part of it is related to Riku, obviously. It does make me wonder who else it's related to. I've always thought it's perhaps the Master of Masters himself.
You think Yozora could be the Master of Masters?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go down that rabbit hole. Okay, so what's the thought process behind that?
Oh god, my brain.
Welcome to the Kingdom Hearts series discussions. They all go like this. It's because my brain is also in 5 different directions right now. But we're talking about Yozora. You had some thoughts about Yozora you want to talk about earlier. Let's talk about it now. So if I understand, you think Yozora could be the Master Masters. We know there has to be some kind of connection. Connection. So let's hear it.
I feel like. Wait, pause, because I actually really need to get my thoughts in straight.
Okay, well, while you're getting your thoughts straight, I'm gonna go back to whenever you were talking about how Yozora. Okay, because he does look like Riku, right? The way that we see the appearance that we see of Yozora, he looks very much like Riku. What's interesting though is in Toy Box, right? Rex looks at Yozora and says, "Wow, that looks like Sora."
Sora, yeah.
But then Sora's like, "That's weird because I think it looks like Riku." So, like, is it one of those things where, like, do they see Yozora differently, right?
It's like Shion, though.
Yes, and that's something
Yeah.
that we actually in Landy's podcast
Yeah.
that we touched on was like, whenever
Yeah.
people see Shion, my theory is like the reason why she has black hair is because we're seeing her how Axel like remembers her, right?
Yeah.
Like obviously Shion is like the incarnation or the imperson, like the what's the word I'm looking for? She's like the embodiment of Sora's memories, right? Made into a person, and now she's like her own person. But like whenever she has black hair, we like that doesn't like Kyrie doesn't have black hair, and Amine doesn't have black hair. So like, how does that make sense? Well, maybe that's supposed to represent Skald or even Ava in some way. We don't know what Ava looks like because there's got to be some kind of connection between Ava and Kyrie. At least that's a theory that's going around. I think whenever we see Shion, that also could be like maybe Axel sees Skald, right? Subject X, if that is Skald. Or
Yeah.
that could also be Ava. I don't know. Again, whole other rabbit hole, but like there's definitely this interesting thing where it's like certain people see like people like Shion in different ways, and maybe that's the same thing with Yuzora. Because even in Days, Zigbar at one point sees Shion as Ventus before we even
Yeah.
knew who Ventus was, which is crazy, right?
I don't think doppelganger is the right word.
Yeah.
I think there's more intricacies to this, but I feel like Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to take us into a territory where there's a lot of mirroring, right? So I do think that there's a lot of twos. We know there's two brains, for example, right? So we also know that. So I think there could be possible. I think it's possible there's two quadrotums. We know there's obviously like Daybreak Town, Data Daybreak Town. What's also interesting with Yozora though is his name is Yozora, right? So and Sora and Yozora have the same dialogue of like been having these weird thoughts lately.
Right.
Sora means sky, Yozora means night sky. But knowing Nomura though, Tetsuya Nomura, there's reasons for that. You know?
For sure. Oh,
So
for sure.
there's reasons for that. So I think that Yozora, obviously, I feel like Yozora is this fusion, I feel, of different people. I think Riku is clearly one. Maybe Sora's another. I'd even argue the Master of Masters is, in a way. Because I've always found it interesting how Yozora has, like, heterochromia. He has, like, a red eye and a blue eye.
Yes, I was just gonna bring that up. Yeah.
I've always found that so fascinating why they like Nomura decided to character design him like that. And I can't help but feel like the red eye is perhaps even the Master of Masters is real eye color because we don't know what his real eye color
Would
looks
be
like.
really interesting if his eyes were red, because we have not
Red,
seen
yeah.
anybody in Kingdom Hearts with red
Red
eyes.
eyes. Yeah. The only because Luna and I have been watching. We have been rewatching the Union Cross. The only red eyes we have seen in the entire series is the Chirithy Nightmares. I think there is something else in Union Cross. I can't remember what it is now, but that has red eyes. But other than that, nothing. I can't remember what the other thing is. There is one other thing. I know someone's gonna put it in the comments, but I can't remember what the other thing is. It's in Union Cross, but the Chirithy Nightmare has red eyes. But that's the only other time we've seen red eyes, though. So if Yozora is like this fusion of something, where does the red eyes come from?
Do you think there's maybe a connection between like Dark Chirithy and Yozora then?
Yeah, because I think Yozora meaning night sky and then a nightmare. I think that's a correlation of some sort.
You know what else I was thinking too, right? Here's what's interesting, right? Because the master puts his eye in a keyblade, so like, and it's like obviously that's not red, right? But is it like it's like the gazing eye? So that might kind of like counter like does he have red eyes?
That's true. That's
but
true. Yeah.
Here's what's interesting though, right? He puts his gazing eye in the like this no-name keyblade, but we have a number of other keyblades that have the gazing eye. But how is that possible if he only has one eye? So maybe because like you think of like Soul Eater, you think of Vanitas' keyblade, like things like that. Even Chaos Ripper, which is just an optional keyblade to get birth by sleep. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, I might be wrong on that. That might have the gazing eye on it. Again, could be wrong, somebody fact check me on that. That's a keyblade that you get with Terra though, which is interesting. So, here's what I was thinking. What if like, yeah, I mean, what if like he plucked? This is gonna sound gross. He plucks his eye out, but like he somehow like duplicates it, or he makes like a data version of it or something, and then he sticks it in like these things so he can see everything. What if he stuck one of his all-seeing eyes in Yozora, and that explains his blue eye? You know, so like I don't know. But there's definitely a connection there, and I don't know. Is Yozora the Master of Masters? Dude, anybody, Pluto could be the Master of Masters, and I'd be like, you know what? There's probably an explanation for it. I
feel like not the real Yozora, like the real Yozora that's like, this is what I really look like what he actually truly looks like isn't him. But I mean, like, I feel like there's this Yozora that we've seen. Sorry, I feel like he's some sort of fusion that's of characters, and I feel like the Master of Masters could be just generally one of them. That's what I mean when I say I think he's Master of Masters, because I think the Master of Masters is somehow fusioned him entirely into this like thing.
Like the Master of Masters isn't just like one. It's not just one guy. He can be a fusion of. I see what you're saying. That's interesting. I don't know if anyone's ever talked about that before.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I have always held the theory for a very long time, and people hate this theory, and with good reason. I don't even fully love it myself, but like there's been this idea for years that like a version of Sora could be the Master of Masters, right? And like and here's like my thought process behind that is like, you know, the Master of Masters, and I made a video on this years ago as well, where like he says in back cover, like, maybe I'll never disappear. You know, I don't know if I'm going to disappear or not. And then in Kingdom Hearts 3, what happens to Sora? Disappears. He didn't know if he was going to disappear or not, but he disappears. We also know that there's like multiple world lines as well in Kingdom Hearts, and that Union Cross is like talking about that. So like, whenever everyone gets wiped, you know, in the Keyblade War, and Sora, like, you know, he kind of like redoes the timeline. But what happens to the other timeline? Like, does it just go away, or does it like branch off into something else where he's somehow like, what if that it's like he's like the Master of Masters is like a Sora that lost everything, right? And now, like,
I feel like we're going into like Tony Stark Doom territory.
Or even like, I don't know if you've ever watched like the CW, like the Flash.
No, I didn't watch.
Okay, so we won't go there at all then. Right. But yeah, there's something like similar in like season 3 with that. But even like the idea of like, because my other theory about like the Master of Masters is like, I think the reason why he's so hell bent on getting rid of true darkness is I think that the true ancient darkness came from him, because there's darkness in every heart. So I think he's willing to do whatever it takes to eradicate the worlds of this ancient darkness, because he's the one that caused it. Now, how
I like that, because like I'm gonna shout out Landy for a second, who made a theory video ages ago now about the Master of Masters name.
Yes.
Luna has a different theory about that. I'll leave that to him to talk about another time. But I know Landy mentioned about the Master of Masters name being light, like ages ago.
Yeah.
But what is the whole thing with light that said at the beginning of the whole entire game? Like, the closer you get to light, the greater
your shadow becomes. Whoa. Yeah.
So
I think there's something there.
That's a very good reason to eradicate it, because if he's so close to it and he is this manifestation of light, then how big is his shadow? So
yeah, and that could also explain why he needs all these people in Quadratum. Like, he obviously needs all these players to end up in Quadratum for some reason, you know, and
for some reason
it also
he's a puppet master.
Yeah,
like, he's such a puppet master, in my opinion.
It also makes me think. So here's the other thing too, because I think you brought up 2 Quadratums earlier. Here's what I think could happen. I think the Master Master's end goal could be potentially to merge, because the game's called Kingdom Hearts. Every world has a heart, and that's important. Even Quadratum probably has a heart. There's a heart to all worlds. Yeah. So what if he's somehow trying to merge the Kingdom Hearts of unreality and the Kingdom Hearts, the Kingdom Hearts of fiction, whatever, unreality, and the Kingdom Hearts of like what we have known for the last however many years. He's trying to make it, he's trying to merge these worlds, merge these realities into one for some reason. I don't know like what that would result in, but it also made me think like, because like, if there is, okay, playing off of the double quadratum theory, if there's two different quadratums and every world has a heart, and how time travel works is you need a version of yourself at the destination, at the departure and destination to travel through time. What if there's a way, and it's just a thought, I don't even have any explanation for this, I don't have any reason as to why this could happen, but what if there's a way that worlds could also traverse time if there's different versions of them, just as people in Kingdom Hearts can also traverse time? Right?
That is crazy. But
it is crazy. I don't, it's just a thought. I don't know how that's going to make sense, but...
No, but the thing is, it's Kingdom Hearts. They'll find a way to make it make sense.
They'll find a way to make it make sense, right? Yeah.
They'll find a way to make it make sense. That's the thing. You're probably right. I think there is a way they would do that. I could really see that. It's just so funny because like Kingdom Hearts as a whole concept is so understandable when you're a fan that knows it, but when you're not a fan of the series,
it's
or you're a casual player, it's so gibberish. Like, sometimes I step outside the fan of it sometimes and look at it from the lens of, oh my god, Kingdom Hearts is absolutely nonsense. But then I have moments where I'm like, no, this is like making sense because it's this, and this. So it's just another reason to love the series, because things like that generally make sense to a Kingdom Hearts fan's brain. And I just think it's just incredible. Yeah, every now and then I will go touch grass and then realize that I'm a crazy person because I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. We're all crazy. We're all crazy. That's the thing.
Okay, so now, what's Luke Surd's role in all of this? He's the only one we ever really touched on that much in this new trailer. Another theory that I've had for a while is like, I think there's like this faction in Quadratum that might be like Keyblade Hunters. And like, I don't know if that's Luke Sora, but I think Zora might fall into that faction where like, okay, Zora is bringing the darkness here with all these other Keyblade wielders, because Charlotte is there, she's a Keyblade wielder, Vali's there. So like, what if people like Zora exist to literally save their world from people like Sora? But then it begs the question, like, what's Luke Sword's role in this? Because Luke Sword calls him commander. So then it begs the question of like, what's Zora the commander of? And then what's Luke Sword's, like, what is his end game? Because he is also, along with Strelitzia, the most interesting and mysterious out of everybody right now.
I think whatever Luke Sword's role is to do with the art of games. He likes to play games.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, it's related to that. Like, I can't help but wonder, like, I don't know if you said this or somebody else said this back in the day, like, going back onto the two quadratum theory a second, like, I don't know if I fully believe the other quadratum is this, but some people like to go off the idea that the other quadratum is like the world ends with you quadratum, right? But then there's also a Reaper's game.
Luxor loves games.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like whatever his role is to, this is just my opinion, I could be wrong, but he likes to play games. If quadratum is like his base and where he really comes from and he's a commander, he's in charge of whatever games are going on there. That's what I think.
I got you. So Luke Surd has a pin on in the trailer, if you notice.
Oh, yeah, it does!
And it looks like a phoenix, right? And it looks very World Ends With You.
It does.
I think World Ends With You is coming back. I hope it does. It's become one of my favorite franchises over the last 5 years. But like...
They could like make their own World Ends With You.
Right, where maybe Luke Surd is the GM. Or he's like the conductor or whatever, like, or not the he wouldn't be the composer, but like, if he is like on a level with like the Reapers, like he's like the conductor or something. That's a very interesting concept. That would be a really interesting way to rope in like the world ends with you. I mean, to be completely honest with you, like I just want to show Minamoto boss fight. Like I would take that and literally it would be the greatest game of all time. But I think that would be an interesting way to rope that series back in.
Yeah, I feel like it's also interesting to bring his character into it too, because like it's like I can't see him changing his personality just because he's there, right? So I mean, I don't know,
he's always been the same since
he's
Kingdom
always been
Hearts
the
2.
same.
He's
So
always had this in mind.
yeah, so I feel like he's going to keep that, and I feel like that's the way we would communicate with him as Sora. It's like, or maybe like, yeah. Again, just to bring up the two quadrant thing for a second, every character we have seen, apart from Shalizia, we haven't seen with Sora. So who's to say all of them are with Sora? Maybe some of them are with Riku. So
If we're going, if we're going off the two quadratums, that's because we saw Strelitzia with Sora in the first trailer. You know, she's there with him.
we know they're together.
That's a good idea too. It's like, what if we don't know?
We don't know. We haven't seen.
We haven't seen enough.
We haven't seen enough. We haven't seen enough. So anything could be possible. It could be very wrong at the same time. But I feel like that is the way Luke Sword would be very involved. It's like Sora, and let's say he's with Sora, and Sora does some sort of mission in Quadratum. He'll have to report back to Luke Sword. Let's say.
Oh, that's a cool concept. Yeah.
Yeah, and be like, oh, you survived this game. Here's the next part. You don't like, you know what I mean?
Why though? Like the big question is like, why? Like if that's his role, why? Like what is Luke Sword is playing 5D chess right now, and so we're just all on the chessboard. Right? The Kingdom Hearts characters and the content creators ourselves, we're all on the chessboard and Luke Sword's playing everybody, bro. So I'm very curious to see what they do with him. I really, especially like in 3, like I really love like what they did with him and just like making him like a big player. And also like Luke Sword gave Sora this wild card. We don't know what that does. We have that could like a wild card. When I think wild card, I think this in poker, right? A wild card can act as any other card. That's what a wild card is. So it can do anything. So I'm like this card can probably do anything. But how does Luke sort of have something like this? You know, like who is this guy? The question is, who are you, Luke Sword? Like who is he really?
Yeah, that is a question that I don't even know the answer to yet. I feel like he is someone. I feel like whatever he is doing is completely opposite to the intentions of the Master of Masters, Lucio. It's the opposite, isn't it? Because we saw that interaction with Luke Sword and Lucio in Remind, right? And they are very opposite goals. They have tensions. So whatever it is, it's the complete opposite. Luke Sword wants maybe balance in one area of Quadratum or something, or balance of one way of the whole worlds of it, and the Master of Masters wants another. Like
right, because we know the Master of Masters again, his goal is to eradicate ancient darkness. So like obviously he needs to disrupt some kind of balance. You know, or he needs to bring balance. I don't know. But because like the other thing too is I'm more on the fence of like maybe he has to like disrupt the balance, because it would be very interesting if we're now going into the direction where it's not darkness that is like the bad guy. It's actually the light now that is opposing our protagonist. And I really like how morally gray this is getting, because then it really makes you think like, wow, like even the Master, where like he's trying to do what we think is a good thing, getting rid of ancient darkness. You know, it sounds like a good thing, but he has a really twisted way of doing it, you know? And so that's what makes him so interesting to me.
And maybe that's exactly all it is. Maybe Luke Sword doesn't want that, and that's as simple as it is. But he has this like game way of just keeping things in order. Maybe that's all it is. But I love the idea that light is going to be like the main thing rather than the darkness. And it just goes back to the greater your light is, the greater your shadow. So we are gonna see, I hope, like a very wow, if you are too absorbed with light, it's just as bad as darkness almost, because of how big your shadow is. So yeah. Oh, I did have another thing I wanted to go off on you about.
Okay.
Have you played Near Replicant?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Can we talk about just for a second how those Heartless look like shades?
You are right, actually, in the trailer. Yeah, because, like, they could just be variants of Neo Shadows, right?
Yeah.
But you are right.
They look like
And,
shades.
okay.
I don't want to spoil it, but if you know what shades are...
Yes. Yeah, okay,
then...
no. Should we talk about Replicant spoilers? Should we? I kind of want to. Okay, we're going to. So, near Replicant spoilers, for those who are watching, this is your warning. So, in Near Replicant, the main enemy type that you fight, they're called shades, and you find out that the shades are actually people.
Yeah.
Now, with this whole idea that, you know, especially with, you know, ancient darkness needs to take a form, right? And so, like, in the darkness possessing people, wow, that would be a really dark turn for Kingdom Hearts to take if, like, the Heartless that Sora's fighting are similar to the Shades, where it's like, it's just people, or maybe, but also, too, because, like, even like in Kingdom Hearts 1, we see, I don't know, what's his name? Howard in Traverse Town or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
who like loses his heart, and then that takes the form of like the Heartless. So it's like, maybe they dive deeper into that. Or
people
like,
forget how dark Kingdom Hearts 1 is at times.
I know.
You know? People forget. Like, but it can be. So it's like, what if they bring that flavor of Kingdom... All I've ever wanted for Kingdom Hearts 4 is to bring that flavor of Kingdom Hearts 1 back. And if they do something like that, they're going to a degree, right?
Yeah, that's a really interesting observation. They do look very more human-like than like the Neo Shadows do.
Yeah, they look like shades. That was one thing I caught from the trailer. They look like shades from Near Replicant.
Oh, that's messed up.
That's so messed up, isn't it? That's so messed up. But that could explain, like, this darkness wanting to take form, and maybe that's like the process of taking form, and maybe they fully do with certain characters. I don't know. Like, it's defo.
Or they're just, you know, they're just heartless, right? So
they are just heartless.
Very interesting idea.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because I do want to talk Spyro in a little bit, but I want to stay on the Kingdom Hearts string, so we're having a good discussion. So, like, is there anything that you would like to see in Kingdom Hearts 4 that, like, hasn't been done yet? So, like, whether it's, like, gameplay-wise, like, certain mechanics, just certain ideas maybe that you've seen in other, like, RPGs that you would like Kingdom Hearts 4 to implement. I don't know. Like, what do you want to see different in Kingdom Hearts 4 to kind of separate itself from other games?
I have two things. One is a Disney World specifically. I'd love to get into.
Sure. Yep. Okay.
I can explore that. And the other thing is, I do want to see Kairi more and play as Kairi again at some form, whether that is in 4, whether that's a different entry.
I feel like it's guaranteed for 4.
Listen, I swear, Andy, Kairi, I will riot. Literally, I've said it here first. I will riot if nothing has been done to add more to our girl Kairi. I desperately want Kairi to have the Riku treatment in Kingdom Hearts 4. I want Riku to take a step back. I think Riku, whatever happens at the end, that could be saved for him. But I think for the rest of the game, that backwards and forwards treatment we've always had with Riku and Sora, please just give that to Kairi for once. Just give it to Kairi for once. Like, and I wouldn't mind, like, I don't want to say turn-based, but what I mean, though, is, like, say, for example, we're playing as Kairi, but then there's, like, a reaction command that makes you switch as, like, Aqua just for a second, and then there's, like, the
right, because she is going to be training with Aqua.
Yeah. So, not saying that we'll play as Aqua, but maybe we play as Aqua for that one little bit in that reaction command, and then there's like
that's neat. I like that idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like seamlessly switching, like kind of like how like the FF7 remake trilogies, like
Yeah,
doing things where like you
yeah.
can, that would be, see, I think that would, I don't think they would ever do that, but like that
I don't
would
think they
be,
would do it.
that's an interesting concept with like other Keyblade wielders, you know, like and
Yeah, like
things like
maybe
that.
it's like just I don't say obviously because I like the idea that Kingdom Hearts is solely Sora. You just play a Sora,
Yeah.
and I like that. I don't want that to change. But maybe that's what happens when you do reaction commands, though. You get a little spice of it,
Yeah.
like just a tiny little bit to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, yeah. I think I don't know. I kind of want the skateboarding to come back from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. Okay, so like more, so like mini games, right? So like
Mini games,
skateboarding. Yeah.
but mini games.
That actually allow you to engage with the mechanics. So like
Yeah.
skateboarding, going back to Kingdom Hearts 2, I love the poster mini game.
I love the
Because
poster
you
minigame,
have to like you have to like get growth abilities and
Yeah.
traverse throughout Twilight Town in order to
Yeah.
get like a really good time, right?
Yeah. So because I don't really love the mini games in 3. I'll be completely honest.
Me either.
But,
Yeah.
but we are gonna get mini games again. But I just want them to feel like you said. It sort of like it amplifies the mechanics of the game.
That's what I
already.
liked
It doesn't just feel more-
about a lot of Kingdom Hearts 2's mini games.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I kind of want. I think the mini games I just want them to feel not because they want to put on a Disney parade necessarily, but
Yeah.
more that they like it generally is like entertaining and you'll go back to it because I always loved the command board in Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
Like I would love something like that back because like I know my hot take is I didn't really like Queen's Blood in Rebirth. But a lot of people did.
hot
That is a hot take.
Indeed.
That is a hot take.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people did. But that's what I mean. If we had the command board in Birth by Sleep, almost felt like that. At least it did for me.
Sure.
Like, so I wouldn't mind another like mini game or something that is a little bit separate, but you can always
Go back to it. It's kind of like you can
fun.
always do the command board, right?
Yeah.
And you have like in Birth by Sleep, the command board. You don't just do it just to do it. You actually level up commands and stuff. So
Actually
maybe there's like
level
a
up,
way. Maybe there's a way that you can level up. I don't know, keyblades or like abilities,
Yes,
like whatever, things like that.
Honestly, the command board is one of my favorite things they ever did. Like that might be a hot take too, but I loved the command board in Birth by Sleep a lot. So yeah, I'd love something like that back. But speaking of like worlds though, like what are yours? Have you got like a world you really want? Because I have one that I love to just talk
so
about,
let
but
me.
I'll let you go.
I've got a few. So let me tell you the world that I want, and I think makes so much sense. It's crazy. I think a Star Wars world is almost guaranteed. I want a Star Wars world, and I think it makes too much sense, and here's why. It's not even just the battle between light and dark and like the light side and the dark side. But think about it like this, okay? In Star Wars, who is the chosen one? Who's the chosen one? It's Anakin.
Yeah.
Who becomes Darth Vader. In Kingdom Hearts, who was allegedly supposed to be the child of destiny? It was Xehanort.
Hey, oh.
It was Xehanort who was supposed to be the child of destiny, and now it's Sora. And in Star Wars, in Return of the Jedi, guess what? Darth Vader, he fulfills the prophecy, he brings balance, because he is actually the one to kill Sidious in the end. So he's the one, he actually like fulfills that prophecy. And I think it's interesting that we have young Xehanort now present with Sora in Kingdom Hearts 4 when he was like supposed to be the child of destiny, but he went down a dark path. So then I just think the themes there make too much sense. Not even just with Sora and Vader, but even Xehanort and Vader. This theme of the chosen one bring balance to light and dark. It's like it's a no-brainer.
It's a perfect match.
It's a no-brainer for me, Carly. And who wouldn't want a lightsaber keyblade?
It's time.
In all seriousness. So I think it's a no-brainer, especially because we know how much Nomura loves Star Wars. Birth by Sleep is very Star Wars when you think about it. I think Star Wars is I'm not even just saying that because, we potentially see what looks like an ATST foot in the first trailer, right? And what we think could be Endor. But I think it's guaranteed. I think it makes too much sense. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, you guys can come at me and attack me all you want, but I think it's guaranteed. And I would also really just love to see it. If they do it, I think they got to do Return of the Jedi because it's the conclusion of the original trilogy. I think it just makes too much sense. So I'm going to say Star Wars makes sense, and I'm going to give you my other two that I want. One of them I think makes sense, and one of them is purely for fun. So the other one I think makes sense is Coco.
Yeah.
I think a Coco world.
You've said two of my three, by the way.
Okay, yeah. So Coco, and because of this theme of death, right?
Yes,
and
exactly,
things like that. And that's going to be a big theme in this game. It was a big theme in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I think a Coco world will be great. I think the soundtrack will be amazing for a Coco world. Oh my gosh. And my fun one is the Emperor's New Groove. I want the Emperor's New Groove so bad. It's one of my it's top 5 Disney movies of all time. Actually top 3. I put it in my top 3. It's
such a good
It would just be so fun. It would just be so fun. And now that I'm thinking about it, here's how you can tie it in with what's going on in Kingdom Hearts. Because Cusco, he drinks the vial and becomes a llama. That's not what he really looks like, though.
Oh my god! That's crazy. That's crazy.
So, come on!
No, what make it happen?
I think it would. I just think it would be fun too. Yeah, so I don't really have much more to go off of that, but yeah, I want to hear yours. So we talked about Star Wars and Coco. What else? If you have more to add on that, please, do tell. But yeah, I want to hear from you too.
No, so I'll give you my third one out of the 3. You already mentioned Star Wars and Coco. I really desperately want them both. You've already explained it. I don't need to at this point. So I'll give you the other one I really want, and then I'll give you my fun one. So the one that I really want, because I might sound crazy.
Can I guess? Are you a brave girl?
It's brave. No, I feel like I am the only person who talks about that potential of that movie.
I think you're right.
I think I am.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie too.
You have seen it, right?
Yes, Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. I will explain in more depth then about how I think it's the perfect correlation. Oh my god, because I feel like no one else really gets it. So, what is the movie about? The movie is about changing your fate. That is what it's about.
Yeah.
So it's so simple just from that explanation alone. So in Brave, Merida, she changes it, but then she also unchanges it. So what does Sora need to do? He needs to get out of the situation that he's in.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's something he's gonna clock there. But not only that, I feel like just the world of Dumbrock, which is where they live, is just such a unique world to do, because we've never really had a medieval-esque world in Kingdom Hearts.
That is true. Maybe the closest thing we get is Kingdom of Corona, but that's not even medieval, really, or even like a Snow White or a Cinderella. Yeah, but no, I said yes.
You know what?
Yes, I know. Yes.
It's because obviously in Birth by Sleep, we have the 3 princesses as well, but they're very classic fairy tale-esque. I wouldn't say they're very I don't know, just more. There's more grit to it, I guess. And Kingdom Corona, it's very very fairy tale-esque, but in Dumbrock you have this massive castle, you have the Scottish scenery, you have the fog, it's imagine Sora in some sort of gear that's the old 1800s Scottish sort of
that's cool.
Attire
yeah
with,
I like that.
With some sort of sword keyblade, or maybe it's a bow and arrow keyblade that can transform into an archer thing, and then it's
that's a cool concept.
Yeah, it's such a cool concept, isn't it? I know we're talking about lightsaber keyblades, but imagine if Sora's keyblade in Brave can turn into a bow and arrow.
He's gonna need some more ranged options too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a range option, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And there's something in Brave as well about the prince who became the bear. So you have that body, like sort of just soul. Because what did they say in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer? Something about the soul, right? So there's something going on in the movie that's about the soul of the prince and the bear in Brave, and I think Merida herself is just a really great character. I think she'd be a great party member.
Great party member.
I think she'd be a great party member. But then I think you'd also have just really cool fights, obviously, like with the bears and stuff, or any other sort of maybe villain who wants to go into the game. Like imagine like you're in like the Stonehenge area and you can like traverse into different parts of it, and it's all like I guess eerie, but almost like gothic-y, but like mystical.
Yeah.
Like it'd be just such a unique world that we've not really had the full potential of before in any other Kingdom Hearts game, that I want it so desperately because we've not had anything like that. It's like you almost put in Sora in the world of Elden Ring just for a second.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Neat.
That's the closest you'll probably ever get to put in him in a world like that if you went with the movie Brave. So I think the whole Fate storyline is just something that is going to be very relatable to where Sora is. And I just think the enjoyment factor of playing the game in that world would be so good. I think it'd be so good. You could even have like a little mini game with the three brothers.
Oh yeah.
And you know when like you go miss, everyone's looking for Eleanor in the castle and all that, like just finding like the chests in the castle and the music. I don't know. I think there's so much potential for a world like
now
that.
You've convinced me to now want a Brave world in Kingdom Hearts, because that's one that I was like I didn't really think about too much, but I love that idea.
Yeah, like imagine that Kingdom Hearts world having Star Wars. You're in space. You have what's theorized to be Moana. Like you have the ocean.
Or they do Atlantis, because I've seen a lot of people think that Keyblade he has in the trailer is an Atlantis Keyblade.
Oh my god, I would cry. I love Atlantis so much.
But that would be a good like if you're like underwater, and you're not doing you're not doing Atlantica, you're doing Atlantis. So
but it just differentiates. So when you have all the worlds in Kingdom Hearts,
and you need variety,
really nice variety. You have a very nice variety, and it's like wow, I can go to the space world, I can go to the foresty area, I can go to the beach, but it's possible. It's just all possible. So I'll stand by it. If it doesn't happen, I will be upset, because I think that is and they also need to do the new Princesses of Heart as well. And she definitely should be one. So that's, also. Because Moana is definitely going to be one. I think Merida's got to be one as well. So.
Wow, okay, yeah. So what's your fun one now?
The Incredibles.
Okay. The Incredibles.
Yeah, The Incredibles. I picked two Pixar
That's
movies, actually.
One.
I'm very surprised at myself, because I'm very much a Disney classic girly, but I think The Incredibles, because
that would be fun.
I know we talk about the idea of Marvel being into Kingdom Hearts. I love Marvel very deeply. I don't.
If anything, you might get like a Spider-Man or Iron Man summon.
Yeah. I'd be happy with just Spider-Man, but if you're gonna do it, I think you gotta do it with Incredibles. I think you gotta do it with that soundtrack. You gotta do it with like Quadrotum itself sometimes looks like the streets of where they are in the Incredibles.
Well, also like there's so many different locations that you can go to in the Incredibles as well, because they're not just in the city. Like there's so there's a lot you can do with that, I'm sure.
And I love Big Hero 6, by the way. I really do. But I feel like they could really amp the superhero Sora as well in The Incredibles. Like, give him a mask. Give him, like, even a name again for fun. Like, you know what I mean? I think they can really amp that a little bit. And what they did with Big Hero 6. So, my fun... I want worlds like Atlantis and Treasure Planet. I'm on the same boat as everybody else.
I don't think they're going to do both, though.
No,
if they do one, I don't think they're going to do the other.
But I've just lost my hope with it. So I'm just thinking of other movies now at this point. But my fun one would be The Incredibles.
And honestly, I mean, we'll never know until maybe D23. You know, like,
At
we
the earliest,
won't know.
yeah.
But now it's fun to kind of be in like this time where it's like now we can think about these things again. And now it's
Yeah.
actually like, oh wait, there is more news on the horizon. So we're gonna be seeing this stuff very soon. It's very exciting. So we've been talking about Kingdom Hearts for like an hour and a half. Can you believe it? That's insane. This is gonna be a beefy podcast. I want to talk about Spyro, though.
Yes.
So Spyro is back.
I know.
I have been I am personally I'm way more of a Crash guy than I'm a Spyro guy. Crash Bandicoot was my first video game ever. But I did grow up playing. So I grew up playing Spyro 2. That's my favorite Spyro game. And then I played like the Legend of Spyro games, and then I tried like Shadow Legacy on the DS. Didn't like it. Enter the Dragonfly might be one of the worst games I've ever played. Like I don't, you know. But then I didn't really play Spyro 1 and 3 until the Reignited trilogy. I only ever played Spyro 2 growing up. But I still feel like a sense of nostalgia there, right? And so I want to know just your thoughts, because you also grew up with Spyro 1 and 3 specifically. We were talking in the before we started recording.
Yes.
Like, how are we feeling? Like, how are we feeling?
I can't believe it, to be honest with you. It actually shocked me. I teared up, like because at the time I had to record my reaction after I knew he was in the game. Knew he was in the game.
Me too.
Yeah, I didn't watch the trailer, but I knew it happened. But when I knew it happened, I cried because I was in disbelief, because I just didn't. I was hoping Spyro 4 was gonna happen, but when I heard about Crash 5 being cancelled, I think I
don't think that's true, by the way.
You don't think that's true? I hope not.
Because that's a very like recent. That's a very recent development, I think. And I was looking into not to go too into Crash territory. I was looking into the sources of that, and I just don't think it's reliable, because they are like, so like they had Crash Team Rumble, which did not do well. I enjoyed Crash Team Rumble, but I know it's not what people wanted, you know. So like it didn't do what they were hoping. But Crash is not going anywhere, I don't think, because when's the last time we got? Do you know the last time before the Reignited trilogy? So the Reignited trilogy was 8 years ago. The last time we got a brand new Spyro game was Spyro Dawn of the Dragon in 2008.
That is crazy.
Right.
That is crazy.
And now that Toys for Bob is like independent and not tied by like Sony, like I'm thrilled. I feel the same way where I'm like I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. I'm shocked. Yeah, it's amazing.
So, what do you want out of a brand new Spyro game?
I don't want. This is gonna sound very like too nostalgic. Obviously, I want improvements, with gameplay and whatever. And I think we saw like a little glimpse of that in the trailer.
7 seconds was not enough. I need more.
It wasn't enough.
It
wasn't enough. But if I'm being really honest with you, I don't really want much different than what we had in the original trilogy. Because, just in my opinion, this might be just complete nostalgia or just like pure attachment. Because Spyro Year of the Dragon was my first ever video game. It was either that or it was Pokemon Ruby. I don't know what came first for me. I have a very poor memory of that, so I don't know which one came first. But on the PlayStation, at least, it was Spyro. That was my first game. And the thing I love about Spyro is just how explorable it is with the worlds, but not in a like overwhelming open world way, like how open world games are, but in a way that when you do go to a world in Spyro, it feels like a different world to where you just came from. Even if it is small, it feels like a different world. Like I loved like growing up in with You the Dragon. I loved worlds like Cloud Spires. I loved the underwater worlds. I loved like the home bases of like how each one of them was like a different time of the day.
Yes,
Like the
like
home,
yeah,
yeah,
because you have like the midday gardens. I'm
yeah.
trying.
Evening Lake,
Yes, Evening
Midnight
Lake. Yeah,
Mountain.
yep. Hmm.
Yeah, it's like just how it all felt different, right? So I feel like the atmosphere, I guess, is the one thing I just don't want to change. So when you're in different home bases, like I know in two that you've got like winter tundra and you've got like the
It's the
seasons, right? I
seasons,
think in
right?
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want that same concept where the home bases, I guess, are themed after something, so you feel like every time you're in a new one, you're in somewhere different, and then when you go to the worlds itself, you feel like you're somewhere different. I just think Spyro really did a good job of making you feel like you were somewhere different every time you had to go there, and that's what kept it sort of interesting for me all this time. And it's just little things like I don't want them to change too much of like the gem sound when you're collecting the gems. Like
So
I,
nostalgic. Oh my gosh.
it's
Yeah.
so nostalgic. Like please don't get rid of that. Like I want to see certain characters again. I want to see Hunter. I want to see Moneybags. I there's just so much charm that is so brilliant with the original trilogy that even the Reignite trilogy did so well again. And graphically, it's obviously looking very similar to the Reignite trilogy. And I just hope it follows that sort of same pattern. Like, obviously, give us more, give us like upgraded different things to do and how to play the game, but just the atmosphere itself. I just don't want it to change. Like, I'd be so happy personally if they just made another version of You the Dragon personally,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I would
yeah.
be more than okay with that.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do that. So I just feel like the charm of it, I don't want that to go, but I'm happy to see what is more to do. Like, what else can you do with Spyro? Because I feel like that's one thing. I feel like with the original trilogy, there might have been more you could have done with Spyro. So what else is new you can do with Spyro himself? So yeah, that's just a few things.
Yeah. So, because in this trailer, from the 7 seconds of gameplay we see, and so like I don't think the charm is going anywhere. I think they're going to retain
No.
that. I think you can just get that even just from the cinematic, right? Like
Yeah.
like Toys for Bob loves Spyro. Like they're going to do it justice, right? From the
I
7 seconds
agree.
of gameplay that we've seen, the area that he's in looks huge.
Huge.
It
Yeah, it
looks
does.
huge. Now, I'm not saying it's like got to be open world. I don't think it has to be. I am open. I actually kind of dig the idea of like you have so like we're talking about like the hub world. So let's say like Summer Forest or Midday Gardens or whatever it is, where like that's like a hub world with its own collectibles and it has its own theme, like you were saying. But that's also like where you go whenever you're there. You go to other levels
Yeah.
through like
Yes.
portals in that hub world. So here's my thought, right? My thought is this: what if you have, because the game is called A Realm Beyond. So we are going, I actually don't know if we're going to see returning characters because it's called A Realm Beyond. I think it's going to be almost all new characters, personally. But
Yeah.
because like what it looks so big, right? And this is what I've been saying even before they announced a new Spyro. It was like it would be really cool if you made like your hub areas just really big, like big, expansive. You give me free flight, but just in the hub areas, right? Free flight just in
Ooh.
the hub areas and make them huge. Like I'm not saying it's gonna be like Breath of the Wild huge, but like
Yeah,
they can
yeah.
maybe play off of that formula a little bit. And then as you're exploring and you're finding collectibles and things in these like big realms, is what I'm gonna call them for the sake of this. Then you also find your portals, which lead to like your normal Spyro platforming levels. So
Yeah.
that way you are doing something different and you're expanding on it, but then you're also like taking things from all the other Spyro games that were good and you're cramming them in one Spyro game. That's how I think they can get the best out of this game.
I agree. I agree completely.
So like, how do you feel about the idea of like the world, the realms, or just the levels just being huge?
I think I really like the idea of what you just said. Like, I think the hub world itself being so huge, I think is a really cool idea because you're right. If we can have like free flight and whatever, and we have like portals or collectibles or whatever, like scattered everywhere, then it's gonna take us a while as a player to like get everything done, find new worlds, get new collectibles, find eggs or something. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I like the idea of the hub worlds being huge because like I always enjoyed the hub worlds as much as I enjoyed like the individual worlds. So I think just making them bigger, I think is great. I think the platforming levels, I I'm someone who doesn't like I do like open world, but I get very
Burnt out.
overwhelmed. Yeah, I get
Me
burnt
too.
out and
Burnt
I
out,
get very
overwhelmed. Yeah.
yeah, very easily with sometimes very bigger games, and I prefer things a little condensed. So I love your idea to a T, to be honest with you. So if you do go to another individual world and it is a little bit shorter than the hub world itself, I think that's just the perfect way to do it because then it feels like the what we loved so much about the original games, but then you are giving us some. That's exactly what I want. Like I want most things that have happened in the original games, but just add to it. Just add
Yeah.
to it and just give us more to explore with it. So I that's how I feel. I feel like yeah, give me a big hub world. That'd be great. But then all the platforming stuff, maybe just make more of them. Like I don't yeah, they don't have to all be individually quite massive. I feel like maybe just make more of them instead, and then you're still filling up that time, I guess.
And I'll tell you what too. I want like a ton of collectibles, like a ton of different types of collectibles.
Yeah.
I want to find like 5 or 6 different things, and they all do like they're all like 4
Yeah.
different things. You know, that's probably asking for too much. Like obviously there's going to be gems. I don't know if they're going to do like eggs again, or they're going to do
Mm.
orbs like Spyro 2, or they're going to do talismans, or they're going to do Hero's Tale had like light gems that you can find. And it's like, maybe you just throw all of them in there, just say, screw it.
Yeah,
You're gonna
just do all
collect
of them.
everything, you know? I like the idea of it, of again, like the hub world or hub worlds being huge. And I also like your idea too of like, I like that there's always a theme. You know, and it's
Yeah,
in
I
the
love
in the
that.
original games, there's always a theme with the hub areas, and you know, like we're talking about like free flight and things like that, and it's like, yeah, I think that would be really cool in like a big hub, like open world esque area, but also too, it's like, how do you find that balance between free flight but also platforming? But I think you find that balance with like these individual levels and
Well,
things like that.
yeah.
So, what do you think gameplay outside of platforming is going to be like? Because in the original trilogy, it's just head bash and breathe
Yeah.
fire.
I think
Let me
I'm
hear.
hoping that like we can maybe do certain more movements with Spyro. Like I can't remember if you can like roll as him at one point.
Oh,
But
I'm trying to
maybe
remember too. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
but
not
I haven't
sure.
played it in a minute.
Yeah.
But maybe like you can control the distance of the fire. Maybe you have like a quick fire or like a more ranged fire.
Different
Or
types of
maybe
fire, like
different
fireballs
types of
versus fire
fire.
breath. You know?
Yeah. Or maybe he goes to an ice world and he learns like an ice fire or like a fire that can melt something unique or something, you know? So maybe we can experiment with the fire. I think with the fly, it would be cool to maybe even go higher into like the skies even, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and maybe there's I can't really explain it, but with the aviation, but it's like you can maybe do certain movements which feel like quick flight, but then some that you know you're gliding. So I used to love the gliding with Spyro, but it's like a just more advanced version of the glide, I guess.
I got you. Ready? Unless you have
Go
more.
on. No,
Unless
no,
you
don't go,
So
go,
I
go.
got you. I think there's a possibility that there could either be a skill tree, because the Legend of games kind of
Ah,
did something like this. The Legend of games were more RPG, where like you spend gems for upgrades. And then you actually have like melee combos, and then you have different elements. So it's not just fire. You've got like lightning and earth and like all this stuff. So like that's something that I liked about the Legend of games, specifically Dawn of the Dragon, because also like you play as Cinder in Dawn of the Dragon, who's a whole different move set, new like different character, everything. So like what I think is going to happen is I could see there being either a skill tree or it's similar to Breath of the Wild where you know in Breath of the Wild where you have like shrines and then you get either
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
the stamina
yeah.
flask or like the heart thing. What if like it's something similar to that where it's like you get like you know you have let's say you get an upgrade for stamina and maybe that's how you actually free fly. Maybe it's not
Yes,
free. Maybe it
until
costs
you.
stamina and then you get more stamina and then guess what? Now you can
Yeah,
explore
more
other things in the sky.
heights and yeah, it's like every time you yeah, exactly that. Every time you go to like an individual world, you've learnt something. So it's like there could be like I don't know some sort of chest or whatever at the very top of something that you can see, but you know you can't reach yet. But then you do eventually learn to reach that, which I think that does happen in Year the Dragon as well. Like I remember there being ways of like eggs I couldn't reach or something.
Oh yeah,
But
it's
they
like that in
continue
Spyro
that
too as well. Yeah.
yeah, but they continue that in a way that's just more I don't want to say more challenging, but it is just it feels a little bit more challenging, just a tiny bit.
Well,
Just a tiny
something
bit.
that
So
I like about Spyro 2, and some people don't like this, and maybe why they prefer Year of the Dragon 2, but like so in Year of the Dragon, you're given like everything. Like you can go underwater, you have like this
yeah.
the head bash slam, like you can climb ladders. In Spyro 2, you have to actually purchase those upgrades from money bags as the game progresses. So you can't
Yeah.
climb ladders at automatically. You can't go underwater automatically, but like the very first level in Spyro 2 is Glimmer and there's literally a ladder and it's like, "Oh, there's stuff up there, but I don't know how to climb a ladder yet," you know? And then you have
Yeah.
incentive to go back and things like
Back.
that. Now, I'm not saying they do like they hide like abilities as simple as stuff like that behind like purchasing things or upgrades or whatever, but you know like even with like this like we were talking about the stamina, like you get more stamina you can fly higher, or like maybe you need a specific like head bash ability to break like a certain gigantic boulder that your normal one can't do, and it's like okay, I'm gonna mark this on my map and come back later. And I love when games do that. I love whenever games show me something and it's like I can't reach that yet, but I
You
know
have to go back and
later
get that later,
I'm
yeah.
going to get something that's going to help me, so I'm going to remember that. And then there's going to be
Rem-
something really good in it.
yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I also, I mean, even if we're going off of like the skill tree thing, that could be a possibility of like, yeah, like have like a whole skill tree just for fire breath, right? Like different types of like fire, whether it's like ranged fire or maybe that there's fire that's
Yeah.
better for close quarters combat. Have a whole skill tree for like your charge attack, right? Like they can do. I think they can really go crazy, and that's another thing. Again, if we're bringing the best things from every Spyro game, right? That is a good thing that I think you could bring from the Legend of trilogy, is like upgrades and combat like that, and then like you bring the
Yeah.
charm, and then you bring the charm and the platforming from the original trilogy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's a really good way to put it. I feel like this game should bring the best parts of every game that's ever been. Predominantly the original trilogy,
I agree.
but
Yeah,
it
I
should
agree
bring the
with you.
best parts of every game though. And just again, I'm saying the word fusion a lot today, but I mean, but I in the same way, yeah, make a whole fusion of what we really love about this purple dragon, and
Yeah.
remind everyone why people love this purple dragon and why this game is important. Like it's kind of important to play if you're a fan or you just grew up knowing about Spyro, but you want to jump onto it. So yeah, I think it should just bring every part of the best part.
Yeah, and there is an audience for it, and even like Toys for Bob recently in an interview they were like, yeah, well we went back to Spyro because we saw it was mainly because of the fans and how much of
Yeah,
how much of an audience we saw for Spyro. So like
yeah.
that's just to show if you're vocal enough, you know, like, and you have like a community
Hmm.
that's vocal enough, that can actually impact the studio to make a game, right?
Yeah.
And even, I mean, even like the reveal trailer, it's got like 10 million or so plus views,
I
bro.
know.
Like people love Spyro,
Like
right?
it's like the top 5, isn't it? Out of all the trailers that got
I
shown
think
over that week.
in this like E3 season, yeah, I think I want to
Yeah,
say like Spyro A Realm Beyond was like one of the
5, I
in the
think.
top 5 highest viewed trailers
Yeah,
in this
yeah,
E3 season. Yeah,
which is incredible because like there was a lot of trailers that came out.
and
So
there's a lot of good
having
stuff that was shown too. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So to have Spyro be there, just I don't know. You probably feel the same way I do. It makes my childhood self very happy because like and I love that we're talking on this podcast today about like Spyro and Kingdom Hearts because like I said at the beginning, they were the two games um and Pokemon that started it all for me.
yeah.
So just being in this like this whole year now where I know there's a new Spyro game, there's Kingdom Hearts 4, and
It's
obviously Gen 10 Pokemon
crazy.
around the corner. It's
And
crazy.
you know
Like just
what?
what a great time to be
I
a
would have
gamer.
never expected to get reveals for both Spyro and Kingdom Hearts, two franchises that I love. Not
Yeah.
just in the same year, but literally within days of each other.
Days of each
Within
other.
days! Like that,
Yeah.
dude, the
That was for
timeline that
us,
we live in.
Andy. That was for us.
It was.
Like
We won.
that was for us.
It's over.
We won.
I'm good.
Because you were honestly, I did think of you straight away when the Spyro trailer came out. I was like, oh my god, I bet Andy's really happy about this as well. And we won. We honestly, I said this to Luna, and I'll say this here as well. I personally don't think I'll ever feel that way about a game showcase season ever again.
I don't.
Because I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like I won. Like with Spyro especially, like Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
4, we knew eventually that was going to happen, but with Spyro adding to that, and then the Persona 6.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. Persona. I mean, I plan on doing a whole other episode on Persona alone. But like,
Yeah.
they showed Persona and Spyro back to back.
In fact,
Like that's freaking nuts. I wish like if I didn't react to it live because like I was aware of the news and so I was able to check it
Me
out after the
too.
fact. But like I was watching like Siuni's reaction, for example. Shout out to Siuni.
Oh, okay.
We had her on the
love
podcast
Siuni.
earlier this year for Expedition 33. But
love that.
we she was watching like because Spyro I think was one of her her first video game
game,
ever.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw her.
And so
say
it
that.
was
Yeah,
great
yeah.
because she's also a big Persona fan. So it was so funny watching
Yeah.
her be like, "Oh my gosh, Persona 6," and then Spyro. It's like, I
I don't
would,
personally.
dude. Like, how do you process even like whenever like FF7 Part 3 got revealed? Like they showed Tifa and Street Fighter, and then they showed 4 FF7 trailers. It's like, how do you process all that information all at once? And then even like, there's a theme here with Kingdom Hearts, and then
Ocarina of Time.
it's like, how do you like what are they all they had there's no way. I'm convinced my tinfoil hat theory is that they all conspired together and they were like, okay, how can we make the most bonkers like Summer Game Fest E3 season of all time? Let's just
Dude, it's like what can
front
we
load
do?
and back load like crazy.
It's like what can we do to make people forget about GTA 6?
Honestly though, right, dude, everyone's ganging up on GTA 6, right?
That's so funny.
It's so funny.
I'm excited for GTA 6 personally. I just think it's really funny.
I have never had interest in GTA. Will never play it. Just not my thing. But like, I mean, it's nothing. No, they could like, I don't know. They could remake every game under the sun that you would ever want. It would never affect the sales of like a GTA 6. Like it's just like they haven't even really shown much of GTA 6. They just know people are gonna buy the game. You know, like they don't even have to do much marketing for it. They know people are just gonna spend $80 on this game, most likely, you know.
Yeah.
So
I just feel that way though. I feel like I feel like we won so hard, and I don't think I'm ever gonna win like that again.
it
I
really
don't think I am.
it feels like a new golden age, honestly.
Yes,
Of,
I
like-
feel like I'm living the same age again.
Yeah.
Like so, the games that we loved as like back in the 90s, early 2000s.
90s, early 2000s, yep.
Yeah, like we're literally talking about these today. Spyro, Kingdom Hearts.
It's a
like,
really special
it's
time.
Zelda, like it's all coming back in a new era for obviously us to re-experience it, but also for a new generation to also like experience these games the way that we did. Like I feel like we are repeating history in a way with these new games. And obviously they're brand new games, but it's the same characters and
Yeah.
it's new. It does really feel like it feels really special. So I just cannot think of a better time to be a gamer right now. I really can't. This is the moment.
We
In my
live
opinion.
we live
Yeah.
in the best timeline. There's
Yeah.
no one having
Yeah.
more fun right now than gamers. In
Playing
my
gamers, yeah.
opinion, we live in the best
Yeah.
timeline. Like we are so back.
We're so back.
We're so
We're
back.
so back. This month has brought us so back. Like, and I can't believe it because for a while, like I've been playing a lot of games like with streams and stuff, and I had a bit of a gamer burnout. Like, if I'm being really honest, like not too long ago, because I think everything that's just been revealed recently is just everything I think I've just been wanting to play.
Yeah.
So now that I know it's coming, I'm like very excited to like get back into the swing of things because I still need to finish a Persona 3 Reload, which I need to do
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah,
So
I'm on the tail
I need
end
to
of
get
that
back into
game.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much.
Which is so
I'd like
fun.
to get into
Something
it.
that people might not know about us, right? And maybe a
Yeah,
reason why we
I know
got
what you're gonna
we
say.
got
I
so
know what
close
you're
as
gonna
friends.
say.
But Carly
Yeah.
and I tend to play the same games at the same time, right?
Without knowing.
Without
We don't
knowing.
communicate this
Yeah.
with each other.
So like that happened with Persona 5. Right,
Yes.
that happened with Final Fantasy X.
And-
It's kind of happening with Persona 3 Reload. I know you haven't
Yeah.
played it in a while, but like I'm at the end of that game, right? So
Yeah.
it's just like it's just funny, and we've been friends for years, like probably since
Yes.
like what 2021.
21?
Yeah.
20, maybe
Crazy.
even before. I know,
Yeah,
long
it's insane.
time.
So Carly,
Yeah.
again, been a long time. We've been longtime friends now, which is crazy to say, and it's
Yeah.
it's cool that again, like we get to talk about Kingdom Hearts and Spyro. Like I feel like I can't really do that with a lot of people with like the same type of passion, like for both of those franchises,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just
Me too.
yeah.
So like I'm really honored that you wanted to have this conversation with me today because like you've like awakened a little part of my like inner child that had those two predominant gaming interests alone. And that's the thing, like with me anyway, like when I was really young, I was someone who was very like it was all or nothing with certain games and franchises. So if I just loved Kingdom Hearts and just loved Spyro, you wouldn't see me play any other games because I would just repeatedly play
That
those.
was me too. I
Yeah.
played like the same games all the time
Same
growing
games.
up.
I played the same games all the time, and that's why my backlog is massive because I just was sticking to the same thing that I loved for so long, and I'm still playing catch
And there's
up.
nothing wrong with that.
Even so,
If-
there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
Yeah,
If
nothing
it
wrong
makes
with
you
it.
happy,
And
have fun with it. Yeah.
exactly, and it's been nice playing catch up in between while we've been waiting for new Kingdom Hearts and Spyro. Like I've been catching up with Persona, I've been catching up with the Final Fantasy series, I've been catching up with Zelda, Sonic. But it's been really fun, and I'm still obviously going to continue doing that. But
Sure.
it's just so nice to know that the ones that started it all are back. Like it's just so nice to know.
We're so back.
Yeah, they're
And
back.
This is truly like that week, and even just having this conversation, you could say has reignited the flame
Reignited
that has
the
been
flame.
dormant for so long, right?
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts, it's
Yeah.
been 4 years since we've had anything. Spyro,
Anything.
8 years since a remake.
Yeah.
Like we haven't had, like we're getting a brand new Spyro game, and it's next year. It's coming in the spring. Like what the heck is this? It's
I
insane.
know. I know.
2027 is going to be stacked with Spyro, FF7. I don't think Kingdom Hearts is coming out in 2027. I think it's going to be a 2028 game. But like, imagine if Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out fall or winter 2027. Oh my gosh, it would be the craziest year of all time. It would
think
literally
will
be.
I think it is going to be winter. I do.
Yeah.
But I think it's
Maybe like 2028 winter. Maybe.
Yeah, it is either like the November, December, or it's
Yeah.
January, February. Yeah, I think it is within that time frame, 100%.
I just really hope. I am praying, Square Enix, please. Okay, well, I mean, Toys for Bob, Square Enix, whoever, please do not drop Spyro and FF7 Part 3 at the same time. I will be deceased. I will not
They're going
exist.
to. Everything
I-
is coming out in February, Andy. Everything is coming out in February. February next year is gonna be
It tends to
crazy.
happen. It really tends to happen though, because here's the thing. Like, I don't think they're gonna have FF7 in March because they're gonna be doing Kingdom Hearts stuff in March, right? At least for the 25th. I think FF7 is either coming February or
February.
April. Spyro,
yeah.
Spyro could show up in March. Like, you know, like, I don't know. I'm I'm booked for next year. Like, I'm gonna be here. 2027. You want to find me? I'm gonna be right here.
Right here, playing my games,
Playing
and I'm
my
gonna
games.
be broke because I've spent all the money on the games as well.
Oh.
Not doing anything next year.
Well, Carly, thank you so much for coming on to this podcast. We are not done yet. We've been going. This is the longest podcast we've done.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's good. This is all good. I love that. Longer episodes are good because it's just more content. It's more to talk about, right?
It is.
We are not done yet though. So we got one final segment we're gonna do.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
So you say you're excited now. We'll see. Well, you might hate me after this. We'll see. So we're gonna play a little game, okay? And Carly doesn't know what this is, so she's going in blind. We're gonna play a little game. It's gonna be called Keep 5, Cut 5, and we are going to keep it Kingdom Hearts and Spyro related. So I have gotten 5 Spyro games and 5 Kingdom Hearts games that I'm going to pitch to you in no particular order. And now you are going to decide what you're keeping and what you're cutting. So, and then you can just type your answers, like you just type your answers in on the Google Doc that I sent you. Okay. So I'm going to start off easy. Okay. Your first one is Spyro Year of the Dragon.
Keeping it. Always.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
The top. Type it there?
Yeah, the top one will be keep. The bottom will be cut. I probably should have clarified that. Yeah. So keeping Spyro. Yeah. I mean that's your first. That was like one of your first games ever.
Yeah.
Right?
It is Spyro Year of the Dragon. Yeah, it's the third one. I don't know why it wasn't the first. I don't know why. It was, for some reason it was the third one. But
honestly, though, Spyro Year of the Dragon is a great first Spyro game because, like, a lot of people consider it one of the best because of the variety and you just like how much you can do and like, I mean, mini games galore. That's something that we didn't even really touch on. Well, talking about Spyro Realm Beyond is like, yeah, like let's give us mini games, right? Like, give us a bunch of mini games that are just fun and let us engage with the mechanics, kind of like we were talking with Kingdom Hearts earlier.
No, yeah.
Okay, so Spyro Year of the Dragon, easy keep. Okay, your next game is Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, see, this is now, I get why this game is hard now, because I don't know what you're going to say after. Really funny, because Luna and I the other day were kind of ranking the Kingdom Hearts games to ourselves, and my opinion on 3 has actually changed recently.
Let's say 3 with Remind.
Okay, I'll keep it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll keep it.
So, like, if it was like base 3, would you cut it or would you still keep it, do you think?
I think I would cut it.
Okay. We might circle back to this later. But 3 with Remind, because to me, Remind, I feel like I can't play Kingdom Hearts 3 without Remind. That's the
I can't either, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll keep it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, your next one is Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance.
Cut.
Cut. Dream Eaters, see you later.
I'm
no
sorry,
one loves you, Dream Eaters.
I'm sorry. It's such a shame because I actually think Kingdom Hearts DDD is, I think my take with DDD is it has potentially the best soundtrack in the entire series.
It does have a good sound. Underrated, very underrated soundtrack.
Very underrated. I do like the Dream Eaters. I like the World Ends of You characters. And I do like young Xehanort's themes. But I can't get on with the gameplay of it. I just don't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy it at all.
Yeah, that's fair. Something about the gameplay with DDD, just with like the combat, it feels like it's like lacking oomph.
Yeah,
it just feels weird.
Yeah.
So, valid criticism. Okay, your next game is Spyro: A Hero's Tale, which I don't think you've played.
I'm gonna cut it.
I didn't know if you did or not. So, but I got to put some variety Spyro on here.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, Spyro. It's funny because Hero's Tale. I actually like Hero's Tale. The writing and the story is bland as all. but I think it's got some fun gameplay. It does something different, and I like that about Hero's Tale. So,
Aww.
okay, your next game is Kingdom Hearts 1.
Keep.
Keeping Kingdom Hearts 1. Started it all.
It started it all, and I think upon reflection, I think, because it's hard. I know I won't say what my other favorite game is in case you bring it on this list, but my favorite Kingdom Hearts games is between one and another one.
Okay.
I just think this game is just so special.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
fun.
It's so charming. It doesn't need a remake, people. It's fine how it is, you know.
I think it will happen, but I don't think it's going to happen for like another 10 years or something.
Yeah,
I
like I can see like 10 years from now, fine, you know. But okay, so we're about halfway through this. So we've got 3 kept and 2 cut so far. Your next game is Spyro 1, Spyro the Dragon. Tough one, huh?
Oh!
Oh, Spyro 1, what to do with ye? Because here's the thing with Spyro 1. I like Spyro 1, but I prefer 2 and 3 over it.
Okay, this is going to be a wild choice, but I think it's a smart choice. I'm going to cut it.
Okay.
Because even though I haven't played 2, I've seen gameplay of 2, but I've never played it. But I want to play it. And I do think from what I know about 2, I would also prefer it to 1. So
okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna. That makes me sad. That makes me very, very sad. But I think if for the odd reason you bring 2 on that list, I will have to put 2 on the keep. And 1 not.
And so, because like Spyro 1, it's great, but like, you know, it doesn't, like Spyro 2 and 3, they expand on so much. You know, they have like with the orbs and the eggs, and like there's just more like the mini games and things like that.
Yeah,
so that's fair.
I feel like the first one feels like an introductory to what you get into.
And it's great. Like, it's good. It's solid.
Yeah.
It's super solid, simple and solid, and that's all it needs to be.
Yeah.
Okay, your next game is Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. This is the last game in the Legend of trilogy. I had to give the Legend of trilogy some love. I probably know where you're going to put this, though, if I had to guess.
I am going to put it in cup.
Now, in my opinion, it is the best out of the Legend of trilogy, which I don't think is like a great trilogy, but I do love Dawn of the Dragon. I do actually like that game, which is fair.
I feel bad for my boy. He's having so many
He's getting axed, bro. Man, okay. All right, we got 3 left now. I think this is where it's going to be tough. Your next game is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
That is my game. I'm keeping that. I know how this is going to go. I know what the next 2 are now. I feel like I know how you're doing this.
Okay.
I feel like I do at this point. I feel like because you said that, I feel like I know what the next 2 are. Yeah. Birth by Sleep. It's really like a tie between the first game and Birth by Sleep of what is my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. It is such a very close tie between the 2 of them. Some days I say Kingdom Hearts. The other days I say Birth by Sleep. But I adore that game so deeply. Like
the story is so good. I think it's still one of the best stories in Kingdom Hearts, personally.
I agree completely. Yeah.
Well, your next game is Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that.
Okay.
For the reason I got rid of the first one. I can't do that to my boy. I can't do it. It's not fair. So I am going to keep. I have got all my keeps. So whatever this last one is, which I think I know what you're doing, Andy. We'll see how it goes, but I'm confident.
Well,
this time.
it might not be what you think. Maybe I'll give you a break with this one because the last game that I have on here that you'd be cutting, it's not Kingdom Hearts 2. I didn't put Kingdom Hearts 2 on this list.
Okay,
it's Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Which
so cheeky.
Which, because again, it's a mobile game, but the lore, right? The story of Union Cross. So,
upon rewatching the cutscenes at the minute, I have to admit that because this is how I'd rank it. It's really funny because the Union Cross. If I'm talking story alone at this point, just story alone,
Sure.
my ranking now is Kingdom Hearts. No particular order. Like Kingdom Hearts 1, Birth by Sleep, and Union Cross at this point.
Wow.
But they'd be in terms of story, like not gameplay, obviously.
Sure, of course.
Like that is now my top 3. So because I did love Union Cross back in the day. Like I played a little bit of it. Didn't keep up with it like everybody else did, but I did play little bits of it, and obviously rewatched the cutscenes when they came out. Before Damo's really great job with the fan dub.
Shout out to Damo, by the way.
Shout out to Damo. Before Dark Road, I knew what was going into 3 with Union Cross. So like I paid attention at the time, but then once Dark Road came out, I sort of didn't really revisit Union Cross. So that's been 5 years at this point, maybe longer. So there's parts of Union Cross that I've just completely utterly forgotten because I just haven't really dived back into it in that long. And I'm rewatching it all currently, and now I'm like, oh my god, I forgot. Just really, I didn't forget the story, but I forgot how good the story was.
Yeah, and there's so much. There's so much in Union Cross too.
There's so much, and it deserves that. It deserves that game. It deserves a full proper game.
I agree. Really. So okay, so this is the list now. Are you happy with it? And if not, what would you change?
You know what? I am happy with it, to be honest with you. I think the only reason I'm happy about cutting Union Cross, which I'm not happy with story-wise, but I am because I think we're at a position right now where Kingdom Hearts 4 is not here yet. I think if you ask me...
In a post-KH4 world, it might be different.
I probably would switch around maybe 3 with it, but... Who knows? But in this pre-Kingdom Hearts 4 world, I'm happy with the
so like if we just said like base Kingdom Hearts 3, right? Because you said you would cut base Kingdom Hearts 3. Would you then switch those in Union Cross, or would you switch that with something else?
I probably would. Oh, it's hard. That's really hard because I think I maybe would still keep it. But the reason I'd still keep it is because this is what I think a lot of people forget with Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, because I do love Kingdom Hearts 3. But I think people forget that when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, right, we waited a long time for that game.
Yeah.
And if you take away the trailers aside, because I do think that was the biggest, like...
it definitely hurt it. It definitely hurt it.
It definitely hurt it. So if you take that aside for a second, and you take yourself back to the day that you played Kingdom Hearts 3, and you remember how happy you was playing that game, how emotional we all got at those reunions, how, oh my god, when we saw certain scenes of certain characters and the ending of it for the first time, like, what just happened? When you take yourself back to that exact moment, it was a glorious day, right? And I'll never take that away from it because we were all anticipating that game for so long. It felt so good to play it at the time, and I guarantee we all enjoyed it on our first playthrough to some degree. And obviously, upon reflection, when you do compare it to other games, there's other things that are stronger than it. There's other things that are weaker than it. But I can't take away the happiness that I felt on that day playing the game. Yeah. So for that, I didn't... And Union Cross is different. I'm just watching the story of it unfold rather than experiencing it in the most authentically way as a game, right?
Right.
So sure. I wouldn't actually swap it.
All right. Well, I think it's a solid list. I think you did a good job, despite the circumstances, right? So, Carly, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We had an extra beefy episode today. This was a blast. Thanks for talking Kingdom Hearts and Spyro with me. We're so back.
So back.
And let us know, like, what are you up to right now? What are you doing next? And
well, thank you again for having me, Andy. It's been an absolute joy. I've thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'm so happy that we're back. Sorry that I yapped for so long.
It's good content. We're here for it. No, don't ever apologize for yapping.
But what's going on with me? Well, Luna and I are getting married, so very much, IRL priority is very much in front of both of our lists. But other than that, I am on a bit of a Twitch hiatus. I will be coming back to some capacity soon. I still need to finish Ocarina of Time. So I do want to come back to Twitch at some point. But in the meantime, you can catch me on TikTok. You can catch me on Instagram, where I've been doing a lot of short form content recently. And at some point, I do want to dive into YouTube with some stuff. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. So, yeah, you can catch me on most other social medias, and who knows what I'll be cooking on YouTube soon, hopefully.
Oh, well, I am excited to see what Carly's going to be cooking. Cooking with Carly is what we'll call it.
Yes, cooking with Carly. Oh my God, I love that.
Well, Carly, thank you again for coming on, and make sure you guys go follow Carly everywhere. I'll have her links in the description below. This has been a blast of an episode. That's all we got for you today. I'm sure we will be talking more Kingdom Hearts and Spyro and all the things in the future, but we're done for today. All right, as much as we probably could go on longer, yeah, at some point we gotta stop. So thank you guys for watching. My name's Andy Brew. That is CarlyxStella, and we'll see you guys later.